If you want to know how to reduce sexual anxiety so that you can begin to last longer in the bedroom, this episode is for you. I'll also be sharing mindfulness meditation that really helps reduce anxiety so that you can begin to feel more grounded, present, and connected and enjoy sex again. Hello, and a warm welcome to the Sex Talk for Men podcast. I'm your host, Linda Connors, a sex hypnotherapist and confidence coach with over 15 years' experience working with men who experience sexual problems. In this podcast, we will cover topics such as erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, and sexual anxiety, as we explore new ways to overcome these by taking specific steps guided by me. So let's begin. Mindfulness meditation is not just about finding peace and being calm. It can also help when it comes to addressing sexual anxiety, especially when it is connected to premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. By learning present moment awareness, you can learn to let go of performance pressure and stop letting your mind control you to create a more fulfilling, intimate connection. In today's episode, I'll be talking about sexual anxiety, how and why it impacts you, and how mindfulness meditation can help. And make sure you listen to the whole episode, because at the end, I'll be sharing a mindfulness meditation that also helped me when I was experiencing anxiety and panic attacks many years ago. And I can't wait to share that with you. Sexual anxiety is one of the main reasons men work with me, either directly or indirectly. So they're coming to work with me for premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction. And sexual anxiety has a huge impact on their sexual performance. If you're experiencing sexual anxiety, there are many reasons that you feel anxious about sex. Premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, overthinking, either stress in the bedroom or stress in your work life or family life. I also often find that high achievers in the workplace also put upon them the same pressures that they place upon them in the workplace. So for them, it's really important that they succeed in the bedroom. And when they don't, sexual anxiety becomes quite strong. And focusing on your performance rather than the act of sex. So in a way, you are analyzing, you're overthinking, and that causes you to be disconnected, which then also leads into sexual anxiety. And anxiety impacts the body on so many different levels. Your heart races, the breath becomes faster and heavier. Because of this, it begins to impact the blood flow, which then leads to erectile dysfunction. And it can also cause the body to overreact to physical touch or arousal, which then causes penis sensitivity and early ejaculation. So men at times either avoid sex or reduce the amount of sex that they have, or they continue to have sex, but it is at a high cost because of the emotional impact of having sexual anxiety has on them. And this is where mindfulness meditation can help, because it helps you to focus on the now without judgment. And often when I work with men, they have misconceptions about meditation, what it is, and how to do it. So I just want to go through 5 meditation mindsets that you need to let go of so that you can begin to meditate. 1. I don't have the time. My life is too busy. Meditation doesn't need to take hours. Even 5 minutes a day will have a benefit upon your mind, your body, and your life. Number 2, I can't stop thinking when I meditate. My mind is too busy. We have this misconception about meditation that to be successful at it, the mind needs to be calm and still. And mindfulness meditation originates from Buddhist monks. Many of the Buddhist monks spend a lot of time meditating. They were raised this way. It's a part of their culture and it's a part of their identity. So for them, they are able to meditate, mostly perhaps with a clear and empty mind. And us in this busy world that we live in, it's not possible to have a calm, clear and empty mind at all times, or most of the time. So if you're finding that your mind is still active, that is okay. Just bring your awareness back to your breath. And every time that you get disconnected, you are bringing your awareness back to your breath. 3, I can't meditate. Anyone and everyone can meditate. Look at meditation as simply having an awareness of your breath. It's an invitation to sit and be with yourself for a while. Number 4, I need quiet and silence to meditate. Although personally I do prefer more quieter environments to meditate, it's not necessary. We can still meditate if traffic's going past or someone's doing the garden over there. We do not need quiet and calm all the time to meditate. When you begin to focus on your breath, the outside world will begin to slow down. And the 5th mindset is meditation is only for relaxation. Another misconception of meditation is we meditate to be calmer. We meditate to be relaxed. And that may be a benefit of some people. However, meditation has many different functions. I use meditation to be present and grounded and centered in my life. And as a side benefit, I feel calmer and more relaxed. And you can also use meditation to help regulate your body against the anxiety response. So now I'm going to share with you how mindfulness meditation can help with sexual anxiety. Mindfulness meditation helps you to reduce the performance pressure that you put upon yourself because it helps you to shift your focus from performance mindset into embodied mindset and connection. It also helps with your body awareness so that you become more attuned to what is happening in your body rather than letting your mind control you. And this is about the mind and body connection, which I'll be talking about shortly. Meditation can also help with your inner compassion because you cannot resolve sexual anxiety. You cannot resolve premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction. If you are judging yourself constantly, if you are criticizing yourself, if you are giving yourself a hard time. So compassion helps to create space to step forward with kindness, courage, and confidence. Of course, meditation also helps to reduce anxiety and stress because it activates your body, your body's natural relaxation state, and it balances your physical body stress response. So this helps you to be calmer with a more open mindset. When you experience sexual anxiety or PE or ED, what begins to happen is the function of your mind and body become out of sync. This is something I talk about with my clients, and the work that we do is then about resyncing the mind and body back together so that the mind begins to send the correct instructions down into the body and down into the genitals so that you can last longer. And mindfulness meditation helps you to get out of your head. You know, when you're focusing on your performance, when you're worrying about whether you're pleasing your partner, when you're wondering about, is this going to happen? What's going to happen next? You are not present or connected. You are not in the sexual flow state. You're in the anxious flow state. So meditation helps you to connect with the natural sexual energy, the natural sexual flow state. And for many men, and perhaps this resonates with you as well, sexual anxiety does have an impact on your mental health. When you are feeling stressed, sex becomes chaotic in a way, the way that your mind and body and genitals are functioning together. But when you are calm, centered, and focused on pleasure and not performance, there's a natural flow state that you enter into. And that makes sense because sexual anxiety makes it difficult for you to be present, centered, and connected. And when talking about anxiety, it's really important to talk about the flight or fight response. I do have an episode on this, so I really suggest you go and listen to that if you haven't had a chance to listen to that. Meditation does help the flight or fight response that you experience with sexual anxiety. Meditation helps you to break out of that pattern by relaxing into sexual pleasure versus tensing up and feeling threatened because you fear you're not going to be able to perform, fear you are not going to please your partner, worry you can't get hard or that you're going to ejaculate too quickly. So what meditation does for the fight and flight response, it helps you to break the loop and pattern of the previous experiences and the fear of future performances that feeds in to the fight and flight response. I'll shortly be going into the meditation now, the mindfulness meditation. I learnt this many years ago on a Buddhist retreat in Scotland. It was by a beautiful loch, and it was hill walking and meditation as well. I'm not a Buddhist, but I enjoy hill walking, and I was really desperate at the time to really find out if I could get help for anxiety. Nothing seemed to work. I had severe anxiety, a lot of overthinking, and panic attacks, and I was also claustrophobic at the time. So a lot was going on for me. And when I went to this Buddhist retreat, it was a very gentle place. And the first few times I sat down to meditate, my body was feeling tense, uncomfortable. I wanted to move. But after a couple of days, something happened and my body began to relax and it began to flow into the meditative state. And I really like this meditation that I'm going to share with you. I really want to set some expectations around this meditation I'm going to share with you. You're not going to do this once, twice, or even for a couple of weeks and find that your sexual problem, sexual anxiety has disappeared. I kind of see meditation as another step into solving these issues that we face as human beings. And by learning to have a calmer, clear, and more present and grounded mind and body, then it helps you to create space within you to make sexual changes. So this mindfulness meditation I'm going to share with you, it is in 4 stages. During this meditation, we are going to be focusing on your breath. Normally, each stage is anywhere from 5, 10, 30 minutes, even an hour. But for the purpose of this episode, I'm going to keep each stage to 2 minutes. If you enjoy this meditation, you can also do this by yourself and extend the time frame that it takes. So let's begin. Just getting comfortable now and allowing your eyes to close down. And focus on your breathing and getting a sense of how your body is feeling today. So stage 1, we are going to use counting to help you to focus on your breath. So on your out breath, count 1 in your inner mind. Then breathe in and out gently and count 2. And so on until you reach 10. Then start again at 1. So the focus is on your out breath. And if you get distracted, just bring your awareness back to your breath. And if you lose count, starting at 1 again. Stage 2. So now we're going to be focusing on the moment before your in-breath. So shift your awareness now to where you breathe, counting just before the in-breath. So focus on the space before the in-breath. 1. Breathe in and out. 2. And so on. Stage 3. Just focusing on your breath as it begins to flow into your body and as it flows out. If you get distracted by any thoughts, just returning your awareness back to your breath. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Stage 4. The focus of your breath becomes more narrow. So as you breathe in, focus on the gentle sensation of how it feels for the breath to flow into your nose, throat, and chest, and then how it feels for the breath to breathe back out. And if you become distracted, just bringing your awareness back to your breath. Just taking a few more breaths, and then open your eyes and coming back into your space. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that mindfulness meditation. And sometimes people can think that meditation is just too simple. How can that help? We live in a world where people really like to complicate things. Our breath is an intelligent part of us. When we breathe correctly, it really has a positive impact on the mind, body, and genitals, and your sexual function. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode as well. And I also suggest that you listen to my fight and flight response episode. There's also a meditation in there that helps reduce that reaction so that you can enter more into the sexual arousal response, which is the natural part of you. I hope you have enjoyed this free episode. If you would like to work with me more deeply, you're invited to schedule your free initial consultation at sexualsolution.co.uk. The link is in the description. And thank you to the men who have reached out and shared how much this podcast is supporting you to make sexual changes. I wish you all the success on your continued journey. If you have found this episode and podcast to be of benefit, please consider donating so I can keep offering this work. Any amount is appreciated. If you are not in a position to donate, there are other ways to help, from following me in Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, liking or making a comment, and this will help the podcast to reach more men who are seeking to heal and solve their sexual problem. Thank you for being here with me in this space, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care and blessings.